Challenge Factory, and I sat down for a conversation with one of our project managers, retired Canadian Forces member, Trevor Vautour. Trevor and I spoke about a number of things in our interview, and one of them was specifically the impact Canadian Forces members can have after they've left military service in helping small and medium-sized businesses across the country fill labor shortages and skill gaps.
From what I've learned throughout my time, being transitioned out and going through the transition process, is that there's a limited amount of information that is known actually about us and what it is that we do and how that we can actually impact organizations. For example, during an RTW, which is a return to work component that is established by the forces, I worked for a particular organization that was bleeding money. And I'm one of many other military members that have gone out and done this exact same scenario. I went to this organization. We found a lot of problems internally. The end state of it all was that we ended up saving that company almost $1 million in savings within a 12-month time frame. For us, we look at we look at simple things. We look at complicated things, and we always try to come up with the solution. There's always a solution for a problem. There's Band-Aid solutions, but that's not how we kind of look at it, and that's not how I like to look at things. I like to look at, let's not put a Band-Aid on it, let's actually fix the problem. So a lot of organizations don't understand how it is that we can come into, whether it be a small business or a larger business, and actually provide gainful changes for that organization. The fact is that's what we do for our entire careers, whether it's through leadership, whether it's through operational output. We are always finding ways to be more efficient than what we were before. Personally, I don't have a really solid answer as to why I would answer that way, but in the military, we just assume, or I would just assume, that civilians understand everything that it is that we do. It's hard to brag or to talk about a lot of the things we do, because in our training, from day one to the day that you retire, or the day that you leave, you're always taught to be that quiet professional. Not talk about the tours or operations you did, not talk about the things you did while there. Just basically go about your day. In the civilian side, it's hard for us to pull out that information or to release that information, because for me personally, I just didn't see any value in it. I thought, when somebody asks me, well, what did you do? Yes, I was in the military. So you know that component, you already know that. Now I'm going to tell you the things you don't know. I finished school at this level. I did a couple of these things, whether it be carpentry or whatever. And a lot of members in the Canadian Armed Forces kind of end up going that way. So it's more of an unknowing from us, that you guys don't understand everything that it is that we do. And we don't know which parts of it that we need to actually advertise properly. I think that's a great point, and it kind of ties into what we were speaking about earlier, is the fact that the language that military members speak is completely different. It's unknown to civilian organizations for the most part, especially if you don't have any connection to the military whatsoever. This playbook will basically create that gap filler. It'll basically allow the organizations, the small, medium-sized businesses, and even large enterprises, to be able to understand what questions to ask, how to communicate properly, and how to pull that information that they require so that they can get a better picture of the veteran that is sitting in front of them. This project is a phenomenal project that's being conducted by Challenge Factory through Veterans Affairs. And, the fact that we can create a playbook that is going to give a language to an organization to better understand what it is a veteran brings to the table, there isn't any words that can actually be provided that I can give for this.
Challenge Factory challenges outdated thinking, and we do that by looking at how we can shape the future together. For more information on how we approach future of work-related topics for your workforce and your workplace, join us at challengefactory.ca. Until next time.